And it says they were working, and people said, well, just let them work. They're going to get worn out. And so Nehemiah didn't pray, God, would you supernaturally send a bricklayer that we don't have? Will you supernaturally tonight, while we're working in 24-hour shifts, will you supernaturally just do this for us? God, will you take this weight off of my shoulders? No, he prays the prayer that I think tonight, many of us, if we pray this, will change our entire perspective about our life. It goes from, I'm going to worship God sitting on my couch, so I'm going to worship God with my hands raised in front of my couch, because I'm not going to sit down and expect God to do the miracle. I'm going to stand up and let him use my hands for the miracle. It's very different than saying, God, do this, or God, use me for this, right? Because one of them, people can make something, oh, well, it was anything. But when it's you, they say, well, your hands did that. I saw you actually do it. So it requires your faith. But what me and Nehemiah prayed is what I believe God is speaking to us tonight, and what I think is the prayer of the heart of this room and this online place in Oakland is whenever he replied. And Nehemiah's prayer was this. He built the wall in 52 days. Did you hear that? 52 days. This is something that should have taken a very, 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 very long time. It was detailed. It had to be engineered. Usually your cupbearers didn't go and build walls. 52 days. But I prayed, now strengthen my hands. What Nehemiah asked God to do when everybody was coming against him wasn't for God to do a miracle that he could take credit for. He was saying, God, you've given me hands to do this. You give me the ability. And I know that if these things fail, I can't finish the wall. And I'm asking you to strengthen my hands. And I think tonight, in a lot of the circumstances we're in, you don't need a move of God that's going to supernaturally change your life. You need perseverance, and you need that DNA and that grit to say, God, strengthen my hands. Do you know what that comes from? And I know you're going to hate this after I say it, but it's called maturity. A lot of us just don't have the spiritual maturity to stay in the fight. A lot of us don't have the emotional maturity to stay in the fight. And what I think for your life is there's things that God's taken you to that you may take for granted, and you don't realize he's building a perseverance in you and making your hands strong, and you don't even realize that all you're doing is saying yes every day. You may think it's nothing. You may think, well, I signed up for this misery, and you know what? You did, but you're still in it, and you haven't quit, and you're saying, God, just make my hands strong.